This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Groomer Humor on Pet Life Radio. As always, we are your hosts. I'm Rudy V, along with Anthony Ray. And of course, as always, we want to thank our producer, Mark Winter, Pet Life Radio, for giving us the opportunity. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much, guys. Anthony, man, I am so excited about this show. I don't know what to say. I kind of lost sleep over it.
Lost a little bit of sleep, too. I'm excited myself because not only do we have, this is a great day. This is one of those days where it's just like, you know what? This is what it's all about. So today we have an amazing guest who you guys are going to meet in just a minute. And to top it all off, I just found out from our producer, Mark, that Taco Bell is now having like some sort of a subscription service or something. I don't have the details. I know. I don't have all the details yet, but this is what's coming down the grapevine here for me. That there's some sort of one taco a day thing, which clearly isn't enough, but I'm sure they have other options like 2 or 3. But yeah, some sort of Taco Bell subscription service. So between Amy and that, I'm over the moon today.
Obviously, it's an exciting day when the day has Taco Bell, worked into it, obviously. Yeah. But one thing's for sure, we have an amazing show coming up for you guys with Amy Lee from Go Groomer, YouTube's Go Groomer. We're so excited about that, man. And, again, I lost sleep over it. Anthony, you look very, very tired, but, it must be the Taco Bell.
Yeah, well, I had a little bit of Taco Bell last night in preparation. You know me. I have sour cream in my veins. I'm hardcore like that. I had it surgically implanted just so that I never lose taste and I could consume. I think it helps me consume more.
You don't want to start over. You don't want to start over.
It's like when you build tolerance for alcohol. You know what I mean? Like if you're 15 and you have a beer, which don't do that, kids. Yeah. When you're younger and you have a beer, you'll get drunk off of 3. But then if you do that for 10 years straight, all of a sudden you need a whole 30 rack. That's kind of me with Taco Bell burritos. I used to only be able to do like 1 or 2. And now I'm dropping a Benji whenever we go into the drive-thru. So
a Benji?
Yeah. Well, it depends on it depends on how we are, how much Taco Bell I had the day before. So, there's a lot to think about. It's a whole process. I don't want to get into it. We can get into a whole, it would take a whole nother show.
Guys, I promise you somehow, some way, we are going to be talking about dog grooming in this show. I promise you that.
That's what we're good at. We're good at starting somewhere that has absolutely nothing to do with grooming and somehow link it to grooming or just take the left turn and,
It's what we do.
It's what we do, man. It's what we do.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, subscribe to Taco Bell, I guess. And, let's take a quick break and get into this show because we have an amazing guest coming up for you guys. Amy Lee from Go Groomer is going to be our guest today. So stay tuned.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. cattreetray.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Thanks again for joining us. Without further ado, please welcome our guest from YouTube's Go Groomer. We have the Go Groomer herself, Amy Lee. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I am so excited. I hardly slept last night.
Amy, Us too. We're so
Yeah.
happy to have you on the show. It's been a long time. We've been waiting for this because it's kind of like we wanted to save the best for last.
Oh,
So
pressure on.
no, that's how
no
important,
pressure.
that's how important you are to us. So just
Yeah.
to let you know that. And honestly, we love you. So
Well, this is big for me too, because I am a huge fan of you and Anthony. So
Oh, Amy. So don't mess this up.
yeah, I won't mess it up. I promise.
You're not gonna mess it up.
no. It's funny how we all have this like pressure and it's all good stuff because it's all just high energy is what it is. It's not it's high energy, guys.
You're right.
So-
High vibes.
The high vibes.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
My first question to you, Amy, is first of all, we love your name, Go Groomer, because it implies that, you're super busy, which you are, juggling everything that you do. But is there anything else behind the name Go Groomer? How did you come up with the name Go Groomer?
That is a fun question. I've been asked this by my audience, and the story is short and sweet. When I started this YouTube channel, I really didn't know where it was going to go. I just wanted to share more about pet grooming because I felt there was a huge gap there, and especially in YouTube. I felt there was more with pet grooming and dog grooming especially that needed to be shared. So when I started the channel, I had no idea exactly what my format was going to be, how I was going to proceed with it. And so I was creating this YouTube channel, which I knew nothing about or how to do it. And it said, you need channel art, you need a name. And I was like, a name? And honestly, Go Groomer, that was it. I was like, okay, a name for my channel, Go Groomer. And that's what I did because my idea was, to inspire people to do it too.
Right.
So that's what go means.
Sure.
You can go do it too. So that is what Go Groomer means.
Again, love the energy, Amy. Absolutely. And for real. I mean, not even kidding. Like we thrive off of this because, and the name fits you so well because obviously, you groom full time in PA, right? Your shop. What's the name of your shop, Amy?
The Hairy Hound.
The hair. What?
The Hairy Hound.
Again, an amazing name. The Hairy Hound.
Yeah.
Right. Well, God. Oh, I'm so glad we have you.
Oh, and they are hairy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So again, the name fits you well. You're running your channel, Go Groomer. You're creeping up on 100,000 subscribers. Amy, congratulations. We're so proud of you. Thank you for just leading the pack here. No pun intended.
Oh, it is this, it's very overwhelming for me too. It's just, it is an accomplishment. It is the efforts coming to fruition,
And you deserve it. And so my next question to you then is because you're doing the YouTube channel, you're running your shop full time. You do your live stream live from the grooming table every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, representing East Coast here.
Got you.
So tune into Amy's live stream every Monday at 5:30 p.m. So how do you juggle it all, Amy? You got kids, you got a dog, you got your beautiful dog named Gus. How do you do it, Amy? What inspires you to have that kind of energy?
I think, we are as individuals, we are put together the way we're put together. And if looking back on all the things that I've done in my life, I'm not saying wonderful things, just things, accomplishments, whatever they are. I always worked best when I just winged it. So, and I'm still kind of winging it. I'm not winging it. I plan things. Obviously, when it comes down to my videos and my content, that is planning. I plan it, I film it, and I major league edit it and critique it because I'm obsessive over everything. So going live for me is much easier than editing my videos because I really pick them apart. So I really don't have I don't really have a game plan as far as how I get it all done. It is every aspect of, being a mom, being a dog owner, being a groomer, and being a content creator is just who I am now. So I've just accepted that as part of my family too. And it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anybody who's listening right now, guys, get on over to Amy's channel, Go Groomer on YouTube, so you can see what we're actually talking about and how hard Amy actually does work and has worked to get where she's going. And Amy, with that being said, because you just said that, it was something that came about as you went about, what were you doing before you started dog grooming, and when did you start, and what inspired you to be a dog groomer? So let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, right out of high school, I took some graphic art classes and courses in high school, and my senior year in high school, I decided to go to it was would be like a trade school, VOTEC, if you will, and I did a full year, full time as in graphic arts. Graphic arts at the time was different; it wasn't digital; it was all done with hand stripping and hand. Developing your films and, whatever. It was interesting. I loved it. I guess I'm just kind of a creative person, so I was drawn to it. And not knowing what do I want to do with my life? I don't know. I was 17 when I graduated. I was very young, and everybody's like, so what are you going to do? I was like, what are my choices? I really didn't know. Right. So I was like, well, I like this. I took some classes and graphic arts. I went a little further with it. And that's what I did. I got a great job out of high school, right from Botech. But, the printing industry is demanding overtime, shift work, whatever. It was fine in my 20s. Then I had a little boy, I had my son, was married. Oh. And I found myself very busy and everything, I was working all the time, swinging shifts, tired, but whatever. So the printing industry kind of took a little turn around the year of 2000. That's when digital came in hot and heavy. So a lot of things that were in print were not in print anymore. You were receiving it in PDF format and, through your email instead of receiving it through the mail.
Right.
So a lot of jobs were cut. So long story short, with downsizing, I was laid off from the particular company that I was working for at the time. And it was kind of a blessing. It was becoming very stressful in the industry. Are we going to have a job in 5 years? Whatever, So I got laid off, and I totally took that as a blessing because sure. I knew I could collect unemployment for about 6 months. So I looked at that right away and I said, what do I want to do? I have a chance to switch gears. I have 6 months. That's it, to switch gears. If I don't do it now, I'm going to get locked into another job and good pay, and I will never do it. Right. And that's when I just realized I really gave myself a good kind of talking to and said, what are your options? And it was tough even then. I was 30. It was around 30, a little younger than 30. Right. And it was always pets. What could I do with pets? I love dogs. What could I do? And I started researching dog grooming. And right away, there wasn't a lot of information out there, to be honest. Right. But I right away was like, I want to do that. So I knew I did. And then I actually took a correspondence course. That's how I got my certification, was through a master groomer and South Hat.
Wow.
So in most of my learning of dog grooming, I got the basics from my correspondence course, but I constantly continued further education through seminars, through going to grooming salons of famous people, paying them to spend a day and watch them groom, wow. Going to dog shows, talking, building relationships with people who groom their own dogs at the dog shows, and how can I help you for a day just so I can see this breed being groomed?
Oh, wow.
And if you put yourself out there, people are receptive.
Oh, yeah.
It can't be shy about that. So everything I've learned is just because I went and found it.
Yeah.
And I still learn, Rudy, and you know how that is. Every
of course. Day. Yes. As professional dog groomers, we're constantly learning because it's always a new dog and a different approach with each and every dog. But Amy, I have to tell you, honestly, your story is even more inspiring to me now talking to you, because you really took the hard road. I mean, not took the hard road, but you were kind of given the hard road there, especially with your son and the way you're describing, because I ended up going to grooming school. So I didn't, it was there and I paid for it, of course, and everything. And I learned hands-on there. But what you're describing to me kind of answers the question of why you're so successful. And I mean that. It really does. I've never heard it being done that way, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I really wanted to do it. And trust me, in my correspondence course, I groomed a lot of dogs before I even thought about charging half price for a dog. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Where were you getting the supply of dogs? Like, where were they coming from?
That's funny, because at the time, that's another, I couldn't just put a post out there on Facebook because Facebook wasn't there. So what I did was we have a little local community newspaper that goes to the local, people just in our little community. And you could pay $8 for an ad in the pet section and say, new groomer learning to groom will groom your dog for free. But I had specific breeds that I wanted. So I wanted to learn, like the Bijans, the Poodles, the Schnauzers, the Westie trims, Cocker Spaniel trims, some mixed breeds and stuff like that. But I specifically was asking for breeds. Of course, I would ask for a poodle and get a Cocker Spaniel response. I'm sorry, I'm not dealing with Cocker Spaniel. But and when you offer free, the word FREE, you will get, people will be banging down your doors. But I gave away a lot of free grooming so I could learn.
Wow. And you picked all of the harder breeds to groom. So I figure you want to learn the hard stuff just so it, when the easy stuff came around, you'd be able to do it with no problem. I
wanted to learn those specific breed standard trims, of our most common dogs, not like Dandy Dinmont Terriers. I've never seen one of those in my life except for a dog.
I saw one.
So I didn't care about grooming one of those, but our typical, because once you learn certain specific breed standard trims, then you can groom any mixed breed you want, because you'll apply this head trim to that mixed breed, this ear set to that mixed breed. And you know how it is, Rudy.
No, yeah, definitely. No, it's fascinating to me how you learn. So I'm so glad we asked you that question. And, again, there's so much to talk about with you, Amy. So hopefully this is the first of many shows.
Oh, I would love that. I love talking to you guys.
Oh, we love you.
All right.
So, Ann, are you there?
Nope.
Nope. Sorry, Aunt.
No, honestly, that was just so riveting.
I know.
Like, I'm glad you pointed out that, Amy, your road, like basically word for word what my dad just said to you, that is so impressive. I hope you realize how impressive it is how you decided to learn how to do this, because I couldn't even think of a response. My mind was just blown. It's like, wow, wait a minute.
Oh.
How did you learn? Like, it's just so smart. That's so smart.
Well, I think you got to have a natural ability to be a dog groomer. You've got to have some type of be able to communicate with the dog, and I've always had that. I've always been able to, communicate with dogs. And then the creativity side of it is what I had to learn. I didn't know anything about clippers or shears, and it didn't feel natural at first.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you always have a love for animals, Amy? Obviously. I mean, right.
As long as I can remember, huge compassion for animals.
Yeah. Of course. And it's the reason why we fall into this, I think. And I always tell the story that, my mom was ready to kick me out of the house at 7 years old because I would always come home with a new neighborhood puppy or kitten. You know what I mean? And she was the Italian lady that would just, Rudy, you driving me crazy. So
sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's no question why I work with animals now, and of course you do too, because of our love for animals, and that's not just dogs and cats. We love animals, and
absolutely. But I will not groom birds or guinea pigs or rabbits.
No.
Although some of the Yorkies I groom, I think I feel like I'm grooming a rabbit. They're like hopping all over the place.
Amy, I'm more afraid of like getting bit or scratched by animals like that than I am a dog or a cat. I don't know what it is. Like,
that's true. I think it's your confidence in your abilities to groom the dog. You have confidence.
No.
Yeah.
I really wish it was a thing that you could just know what it's like to be somebody else for one day, because your mind must be so. I mean, from the story you just told, you went from an $8 ad in your local paper asking somebody for a Westie and they're bringing you a Mastiff just so you could learn.
Right.
Well,
they were similar.
Right. Yeah. Whatever. Mid-size, right? Yeah. 150 pounds, whatever.
Mid-size.
But yeah, you went from that to, and being a graphic designer in high school, to you now have your own shears and you're a YouTuber and you have 100,000, like, as a dog groomer. I mean, your mind, how do you even process that? Do you ever just like your eyes just pop open at night sometimes while you're trying to sleep and go, what the hell am I doing? How did I even get here?
I feel that every little bit of that is all just, I feel very blessed. and I will never take it for granted. I will never take any of the opportunities that have come to me or that I have went and taken. I will never take any of those for granted, ever.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah, Amy, it's people like you and all of us, but this is your show today, so we're talking about you. But it's people like you that are actually bettering this industry, right? Because we've come from that place of like, nobody really cares about a dog groomer. Like, what's a dog groomer? That's a fun job, and I love. Yeah,
right.
That answers it right there.
Yeah, exactly. An exhale laugh.
Angry growl.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank God for you and bringing the truth to the surface where people can actually see that this is a trade. This is this is a trade. It's a skill. Thank you. That's a better word. This is a skill that not everybody can do. You have to, like you just said, you have to be good. You have to be good with dogs. Not everybody can be a dog. As a matter of fact, not many people can be a dog groomer. And so
you're right. There's a lot of people that fail, Rudy, and I think that's why they through my YouTube journey here, I get a lot of emails and a lot of comments, and I try to read every single one of them just to learn where's my audience coming from, what are their needs. And I get often a repetitive question of how do you get the dogs to behave for you? And I think about it and I go, how do I even answer that? I don't get them to behave for me. It works. We work together. And I guess part of that is being able to try to relate to the dog. And I think some people have trouble relating to the dog when they're trying to work with them as far as in a grooming session. And a lot of people give up because they feel I can't do this.
Yeah. And we mention it all the time. Like part of our job as dog groomers is we have to size up your dog in 5 or 10 minutes. We don't know you're like what I'm saying? Like a new customer comes in, we got to size up this massive golden doodle that is kind of beelining towards the door. It doesn't even want any part of it. And we got to size it up and make friends and try to do our job, which is
in a quick amount of time and stay on schedule. We've got other dogs booked after that dog and another dog booked after that dog. That's stressful.
Yeah. It's very stressful. So again,
we don't get paid enough, Rudy. We really don't.
Yeah.
We don't demand it. We don't demand it, but we should.
Maybe you know what? It is going to change. I was just going to say that, Amy, and because it has to change, because when we spoke not too long ago, we even spoke about how we're being recognized and more needed. We're a necessity business is what
absolutely.
we are. So hopefully it does change. And especially for the younger generation, because we spoke about that too with you, Amy. Like, I have to bow out at some point. And
me too.
Yeah. So who are we leaving it to, and who's learning from,
who are they learning from? Yes.
There you go. Who are they learning from? Right. And thank God they're learning from people like you
and you. And we need to empower. Yeah, absolutely. And we need to empower them and and just be united. No more competition amongst groomers. We need to realize that this is a special place, being in the pet grooming industry. And if you're a pet groomer, you're in the pet grooming industry. So don't stand on the sidelines and act like this is all your gig. It's not. Right. It's all of ours. We got to get it,
And there's more than enough dogs out there. Like, right? Let's keep the competition where it belongs, at the trade shows where you have these amazing star groomers, right? Let's compete there. Amy? How exciting.
It's amazing. The competitions. Yes. Love it. And I just want to touch really quick on, we talked about, pet groomers not kind of getting the recognition that they've deserved for so many years. What I think changed a little bit of that too, guys, is COVID. Pet groomers were closed, and and I think a lot of the pet clients, that would frequent a groomer, were like, "Oh my gosh, okay, I'll do this," and then they were like, "Oh, I can't do this. This is terrible. It turned out terrible," and they really learned a different appreciation for us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's such a good point. That's an amazing point. And, I'd like to say too, it was kind of like humbling and heartwarming when that happened. The support that I started to see from a lot of pet owners defending their groomers I heard a lot of petitions going around, and because groomers were deemed non-essential, and
Yes.
that's a debate for another time. But
Yeah.
we obviously, as 3 pet groomers, understand that we are essential. So but a lot of people saw it that way. That was a little eye-opening too. A lot of pet owners were like, well, wait a minute. Because of what you just said, Amy, I can't do this, and I have to get my dog groomed because it's becoming a health issue now. And
Yes.
petitions came out, and people were like, nope, my groomer deserves to be open. What is going on here? And that was pretty heartwarming too.
That is heartwarming.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And
I think it brought us all closer with our clients too.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for the record, because we were shut down for 6 weeks, and for the record, guys, all of you guys listening to us right now, we reached out to Amy, and we were so backed up when we finally got reopened. And Amy, without hesitation, said, Rudy, I will drive to New Jersey and help you groom dogs. And Amy, I swear, but honestly, it brings a tear to my eye. It really does, because it really just shows how we are uniting. And I thank you for that, Amy. I thank you.
Absolutely.
Really.
And I'm so glad.
Thing anybody ever said to me.
Oh, come on now.
Who says that? Who is that nice?
But you guys never called me to come and groom with you. You're like, no, we can't make her groom. She's a woman. We can't work her that hard.
We're like,
no way. Amy, the fact that you are a woman would want you here even more.
You're kidding me? Yeah. You're probably 10 times more artistic than we are.
Yeah, and you have a lot nicer hair than I do.
Someday. You should have seen me about 20 minutes ago.
No, your hair is awesome.
No, your hair is cool. That's kind of that's sort of like part of your image, right? Your hair always is so nice and cool. Like it's kind of like a characteristic of yours.
It's like my poodle dude.
No, you're a lot. You look like a lioness.
That's right.
That's
right.
Yeah. Roar.
Listen,
I guess my husband could agree with that at times.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which, hey, you know what? Give him a big shout out for us, because one of the funniest things we're talking about the shutdown was you giving him a haircut in that one video.
Did you watch that?
Oh yeah, we watch it. Amy, we were on the floor laughing. It was hysterical.
That was his puppy cut.
What a trooper he
is. It was his puppy cut.
He is a trooper.
What's his name?
Alex.
Big shout out to Alex. Sorry.
Big shout out to Alex.
Congratulations on the puppy cut.
And yes, I couldn't do anything without his support and not weighing me down. He does not weigh me down. He tries to help when I need this, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. He really balances me, and I couldn't do it without Alex.
Thank God. He's a good man.
He is a very good man.
Good. Awesome. Yeah, right. Exactly. But listen, with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. Okay. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Amy a little bit more, guys, after this message.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Groomer Humor on Pet Life Radio. I am your host, Anthony Ray, hanging out with your other host, Rudy V. And for today, your third and coolest host ever, Amy Lee from Go Groomer on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, go and check out Amy Lee's channel. It's called Go Groomer. You will not be disappointed on her awesome content. Amy, thanks again for hanging out with us today.
My pleasure.
So, yes, it's our pleasure. Amy's the best. So we covered a lot. We've covered, and really, what haven't we covered already? We have Amy juggling life as a groomer, a mother, a YouTuber, going from high school graphic arts to dog grooming. So in classic groomer humor fashion, we're going to take a complete left turn and talk about horoscopes for some reason, because that's just what we do here. Yeah, that's how we do things.
I don't have to reveal my age, do I?
No, not at all. Only if you want to. Only if you want to. But
okay.
So yeah, Amy's a Virgo.
She
sure am.
Have at it.
Ooh, Virgo, very interesting sign. So with Virgo, pretty much one of the many Virgo traits is being very, very organized, almost to a fault, in your own words, right, Amy?
Yes.
So what other Virgo traits are there that may have helped you in your life, and in particular as a dog groomer?
Oh, okay. Well, definitely the first one that comes to mind is a sense of duty to others.
Ooh. Oh,
yes.
wow.
Sense of duty. And Virgos have that, and I have it. And another one is precision. Virgos are usually very precision driven. They want everything to be precisely right, whether it's mechanically or verbally, so that has definitely come through in my grooming, and it actually came through in my first career as a graphic artist.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So for all you Virgo dog groomers out there, inspired by Amy, she's a Virgo, man. What an amazing sign. And,
it is.
We're going to talk about your shears in a second, but we love your birthstone. It's a sapphire.
Isn't it beautiful?
Amy, it's so cool, because here's the thing. I'm an Aquarius and Anthony's a Sagittarius. So my birthstone is an amethyst.
Amethysts are gorgeous. That is my mother's favorite stone.
Really? Well,
really? That makes you feel better.
But it's kind of like saying, it's kind of like saying Worcestershire sauce, though.
It is a difficult one to say.
I don't think that they're going to be coming out with the amethyst Kenzie shears anytime soon. So, but
wait, what's mine? Turquoise?
Yours is like a deep sea turtle. Turquoise.
Yeah, turquoise. Just like a dumb way of saying teal.
Yeah. So we like your sign, because I don't know, our signs are kind of weird too. Like Anthony's signs, Sagittarius, it sounds like a prehistoric dinosaur that never got much attention.
Well, I always thought as a young kid, I was like, Virgo, why can't I be a Leo? That sounds like I want to be a Leo. I didn't like the name of my sign, but as I grew and learned more about it, I was like, that's me.
Yeah.
Dad, did you just call me a lazy dinosaur?
I don't think you're lazy, Aunt.
Sorry, Aunt.
Oh, but, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Well, Aquarius isn't that much better. You kind of sound like the kid who was too short to play basketball. That's Rudy Aquarius.
You might be hitting under the belt. That all could be true.
Yeah.
Rudy, do you have a sad basketball story?
No. Yes.
He has a sad top of his head story.
There's my son.
Hey, don't come at my Sagittarius, baby.
All right, so let's stick to Virgo then. So the sapphire, Amy, let's talk a little bit about that. So you have the sapphire Kenchi shears that that just came out. Let's talk a little bit about that. How did that come to be?
Oh, that was exciting. It gives me chills. I started to have a very small, tiny amount of dialogue with Kenchi through Instagram a little over a year ago. And it was basically just being supportive of each other. Now, Kenchi, you got to understand, to me, and you guys are groomers, I'm sure you love Kenchi shears, especially when you think of Kenchi, you think of their shears.
Yes. And I just ordered the sapphire. So just
God bless you. They're wonderful. You're going to love them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But so Kenchi was that for me. Whenever I thought of shears, it was Kenchi. They were my favorite. So having this slight bit of dialogue with them on Instagram was just, really, it was exciting to me that we were supporting each other. And then I got a message from their director of marketing and said, our CEO, Sammy is Kenchi Shears, our CEO really, really loves your videos and loves what you're doing. And I responded back, like, I would love to have a conversation with Sammy. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
And he was like,
go Groomer.
He sends me another message and said, how about Friday at whatever, and I was like, okay, this is on.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a conversation with Sammy, and Sammy is just like we enjoy talking to each other, guys.
Sure.
Sammy's the same. He's been through all this, and
There
he's
you go.
amazing. And our conversation was just like talking to a friend. So that kind of started a relationship quickly, and just very casual relationship. And then all of a sudden, and we did talk a lot of shears that day. We talked shears. I reached out to him again about probably 3 months later. And I said, would you consider, this is like a tennis player reaching out to Nike. I think about this and I'm like, are you out of your mind?
Right,
So,
right.
yeah. So I reached out to him. I said, would you consider making a shear for me? For my viewers, my viewers are mostly beginners or the pet groomers that are just working their butts off.
Sure.
Or they're beginners or they're home groomers. And he said, well, let's have a conversation. We had the conversation and we, kind of pulled a different ideas together. And Sammy said, absolutely. Absolutely.
wow.
This is a
So
great
exciting.
idea. And I was like, so then we had to come. So I went to Georgia and I met with them at the round table. It was amazing.
Wow.
What an
Amazing.
experience.
Yes. He says, well, we can do a Zoom. I said, no. I said, you're in Atlanta, or not in Atlanta. They're in Tennessee, Georgia. I
Mhm.
said, can we pick a date that I come to you? And he's like, sure, if that's what you want to do. So I did. I flew there and we had our meeting and discussed certain aspects of shears. We didn't come up with a name for a while. And actually, I came up with the name.
Mhm.
And when we came up with the name, we realized that we were close to launching those shears in September, which,
Okay.
I come up with the name Sapphire because I said I feel like it's a part of me that my
Sure.
viewers can have as they're experiencing dog grooming,
Right. Of course.
and he thought it was great. And we designed the shear, and that took a couple rounds till we were like, that's the one.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
and we got it right. And then we were close to being able to launch it in September. And that was important to us because then that means that the Sapphire shears were truly born in September.
Oh wow! Look at that.
God,
Perfect. What timing?
Amy, how do you
Isn't
do
that
everything
great?
how does everything you say become profound in some
Yeah.
way? You don't say anything mundane ever. It's all and then the shears were born in September as the Sapphire was. What the?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I don't know how you do it.
Influence.
You want to know something interesting about those shears is, as I
Mhm.
told Sammy characteristics about the shear, I said, I want them to have the same characteristics as a Virgo, as a Sapphire that they represent.
Yeah.
Precision,
Absolutely.
the
Ooh.
ability to serve, that type of shear.
Wow.
Durable.
Durable.
Like durability.
Right?
Yeah.
And Sammy was
So well-
loving this. Sammy's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
absolutely. And he put
Yeah.
all that. I didn't do that. I didn't make the shears. He
Oh,
made the
wow.
shears fit that mold.
Wow.
I am just, he is
Yeah.
my master. I am
Well,
just blown away.
Shout out to Kenchi. Shout out to
Oh, yeah.
Sammy. And again, we're just so proud of you, Amy. And where can somebody find those shears if they're interested in the Sapphire Kenchi shears? Where?
My shears are sold by Kenchi on their website at kenchi.com.
Okay.
Their signature
Nice.
shear line under Amy Lee.
Amy Lee.
Amy Lee.
Emily.
Well, you've seen the shears, right? They're very pretty.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
It just didn't look right to say by Go Groomer. To me,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
I said, no,
yeah.
they're going to be by Amy Lee.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that definitely sounds better.
Yes.
Listen, Amy, with everything we're talking about, you think I'm going to question you? No.
No.
You certainly can.
Amy, you're nothing but net. I mean,
Oh.
you're
Really?
anyway, it's been such a pleasure having you,
Yeah.
Amy. Thank
This
you
has
so
been
much.
great.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
And we're we've said it a couple times, but where can people find you, Amy, in general? So we got the shears at the Kenchi website, and what else? Your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is where I like to connect with my audience the most. That's where I give the most of myself, is on my YouTube channel, which is Go Groomer. I am on Instagram. I just kind of do little fun things on Instagram, but YouTube is where I really connect with my community.
Yeah. And don't forget, about her live stream, guys, every Monday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. So,
And
if you really,
sometimes Anthony and Rudy come too.
we certainly
Yeah.
do.
Yes,
'Cause we are a fan as well.
I love it.
I love you, Amy.
And it's mutual.
Y'all, thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
All right. So that about does it. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. And of course, thank you so much to Amy for joining us today. Make sure you guys go and check out her YouTube channel, Go Groomer. If you're listening to this show on YouTube, you'll find that link to her channel in the description below. Go show her some love. Check out some of the amazing content she has. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. As always, we'd like to thank our producer, Mark Winter. Thank you so much, Mark. If you guys haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel. It's called Grooming by Rudy. That's Grooming by Rudy on YouTube.com. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. We want to hear from all you guys. You could also like Grooming by Rudy on Facebook. Follow Grooming by Rudy on Instagram and Twitter. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always. Until next time, take care of yourselves and your pets.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.